There's a famous saying I really like, and it goes, "Only dead fish go with the flow." As you get older, the expectations of the world, your peers, and especially your parents start weighing down on you, and it's all too easy to give in and to just go with the flow. I get a lot of people asking me this question: I want to pursue art, but my parents want me to study something practical. What should I do? If you want my advice, I think you should live your life the way you want to. If your parents are good people, they just want you to be happy. And you're not going to be happy chasing someone else's dreams, even if that someone is the person that pushed you out of their vagina. As a POC or a person of color, growing up, I hated the pressure to choose a safe career path. But every time I travel to South America or Southeast Asia, basically any poor brown country, I start to understand why my parents were my biggest haters growing up when I told them I wanted to be an artist. There's a weird survivor's guilt that I feel when I travel to these countries and look around at the conditions. I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, but when I compare my life in Sydney to the locals who look exactly like me, by the way, it's apparent the extreme level of privilege I was born into. In another timeline, if my parents hadn't migrated to a first world country, I could have just as easily been driving a scooter making $1 an hour. From my parents' perspective, they sacrificed so much and leaving everything behind that the idea of me throwing away an opportunity of a lifetime to pursue my dreams as an artist sounds downright insane and irresponsible. I understand if you run the numbers, being an artist doesn't pay as high or as secure as being a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. But numbers aren't everything, and nothing in life is guaranteed. Imagine for a second you take the safe path in life. Let's say you choose tech. If a financial recession hits, or a, global pandemic occurs, half the workforce is getting cut. Or let's say you choose to be a nurse. You'd think that'd be pretty stable, right? But talk to any nurse, and half the time they're on strike because budget's always getting cut, they're underpaid, overworked, and on the verge of burnout. And lastly, AI doesn't discriminate. The threat of automation looms over everyone. Security is an illusion. It's fickle, and none of us can predict the future, especially with the oddities of late-stage capitalism and the rapid development of technology. In my eyes, every career path is a risk, so why not take a risk on something you're passionate about? I was told a lot growing up that I was naive and idealistic, that I had to temper my expectations, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm only 3 years into my career where art pays all my bills and even funded this little Bali trip. I'm not filthy rich or famous, but I can tell you, this is the best time of my life. When you're a working adult, you spend more time at work than you do anything else in life. And most days, as corny as it sounds, I wake up pretty excited to do what I do. Art gives you the opportunity to work on interesting projects and meet really cool people. If you have a talent, some money in the bank, and you're willing to put in the effort, I think you need to go for it. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to all the people who weren't born into your position to give it a shot. When a few years pass after high school, it's easy to let the world make you jaded, to want to conform. But you can't listen to them, because those same people, I bet if you rounded them all up and got them in a vulnerable moment, most would admit they gave up on their dreams before their 25th birthday. People grow up to be bitter, they stop being curious, and they kind of resign themselves to living the same routine day in and day out in the name of being realistic. When the people around you start falling in line, it's all too tempting to go with the flow. But I think life is meant to be experienced, not just to exist for a paycheck and save up for a retirement that you may or may not live to see. A lot of you guys are around my age or younger, and statistically, there's enough of you watching my videos that I can confidently say some of you guys are gonna die before you ever hit retirement. Some of you guys might even die by the end of this decade. It could be you listening right now. Shit, it might even be me. And something I think a lot about is how sad it would be if I grinded my entire life toward a career I hated just to drop dead at 60 and not even see a single cent of my retirement. My entire existence would have been for nothing. I think it's important to keep in mind that nothing in life is promised except death. Yeah, okay, plan for retirement, but don't waste your life waiting for retirement. People often misconstrue success with fame and living a rock star life. And don't get me wrong, I would love both of those things, hopefully in the future. But where I'm at right now, I'm content. I only have 7,000 subscribers, half my work is spent on boring commercial projects, but ultimately, I make a good living and I'm on the path towards something fulfilling that resonates with me. I value that a lot. And to me, it's a form of success I'm proud of. Not to be on some money doesn't mean everything, hope core type shit, but the correlation between income level and happiness after a certain point achieves diminishing returns. Money is great, and I love my $2,000 pair of Balmains, but it can't buy the sort of happiness that a fulfilled purpose can bring. But what happens if you try and you fail, Trey? Well, it's not the end of the world. I know plenty of people who have given up on art. Some have fully moved on and are happy in their new careers. And for others, I can tell it eats them up inside. The difference between these two groups is that the ones who are at peace with their decision to give up are the ones who gave art a legitimate try. They put their entire focus into their craft, and after years of trial and effort, found that it just wasn't worth it. But it's the ones that half-ass it and don't reach their potential are the ones who can't seem to let go, because there's always the lingering question of, what if? That's the kind of shit that'll keep you up at night and will give you a midlife crisis at 40 years old. So whether you have hesitation or not, you just need to say fuck it and pursue art anyway. If you're young, like 18 years old, fresh out of high school, you can throw away 5 years of your life to pursue a dream. At the end of it, you'll be like 23 and you still have the rest of your life ahead of you. And even if you're an old uncle like me, you still owe it to yourself to try, in my opinion. The beauty of art, visual art at least, is that it's not like sports where you need to be young, peak physical condition to create your best work. Unless you're like 70 years old, you have decades to get better at this. Look, there will be days where the voices of the people around you will get to your head. Trust me, I understand. I've been posting content online since 2005. I remember as a child sitting at my desk uploading my first Flash animation on Newgrounds.com. I was so excited to hit publish, but when I did, I got torn to shreds in the comments section. Grown-ass men telling me to delete myself and that I should just give up because I'll never get anywhere as an artist. It's kind of a microcosm of society when you think about it, but I don't go with the flow, because only dead fish go with the flow, and neither should you.